Hello, good morning and welcome to the Trade Decorator Festival. We're live this morning with Greg Perkins from Tesa. Greg's going to be joining us for a live Q&A where you can put all your questions to him about the new range of high quality masking tapes for spray painting from Tesa. We've got a brand new product launch video to show you, and then Greg will be doing some demonstrations and taking your questions. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with Crowdcast, feel free to comment in the comments box and say hi, but we're not taking questions in this section. So if you could refrain from putting your questions here, as we'll miss them when we go into the Q&A section, and there'll be plenty of time for you to type in your questions in the next element of the show. So without any further delay, here is the new range of masking tapes for spray painting from Tesa. everybody. Apologies for that slight delay there. We had a slight technical hitch. I'm joined now live by Greg, who's pressed the button. Welcome to the session, Greg.
Well, thank you. Welcome to my dining room.
Well, as you can see, Greg's got a range of products here. He's going to go through those with you in a minute, but I just want to show you around this platform so that you know exactly how it works. So you've seen the comments box. Feel free to comment, but if you do have a specific question that you'd like to put to Greg, can I ask you to hit the Ask a Question button? And that way you can type your question in there. We can keep track of the session and make sure we don't miss your question. If you see a question in there that you was going to ask, you can vote on it so that we can see more people would like us to answer that question. And something I forgot to mention is we do have a competition for this session. We've got a Tesa Sustainer that we're giving away, and we'll do a random draw for the people in the session live. So good luck, everybody. And I'll hand you over to Greg.
Thank you, Paula. So here we are. As I said, welcome to my dining room. The plan was that we were going to do this at Tesa headquarters, which is in Milton Keynes. But our friend Boris turned round and said that we should really be working from home. And the judgment was that everything was sent to me, and we're going to try and demonstrate as best we can a few of the new products that we've got in our new Tesa spray range. The Sustainer that Paula talked about is up for grabs with a bundle of the new spray range to go with it. You're not having that one though, because that one's mine. Like Paula said, if you'd like to ask a question, please do, and we will do our best to answer them. Now, people probably know Tesa. I hope you know Tesa. We've been around since about 2008, and we've been growing in the decorator market ever since. We work very closely with certain partners. I can say brewers, definitely, and PPG now. We've always had a range of products that met a certain price point, but the idea was that they did a certain job. For example, a general purpose tape is great for going around carpets or holding things down, but a precision tape is there to be used for making sure that you've got clean lines, protecting an area of vulnerability, and certainly within our range, we've got outdoor products that make sure that when you mask up, they do the job, but also they clean release after you finish the job. Within our new spray range, it's quite an array of new products, I would say, products that we've never sold in the UK. Some products have sold very well in Europe, and that's why we've started to bring them in. And there's a couple of products here that I will demonstrate, and it would be very interesting to get your reaction and feedback from them. As you saw in the video, we effectively have products that work very well within the spray category, but we've now got products that have the precision tape on them. So therefore, we always used to have a paper product, but now it has a precision tape on it. So therefore, when you lie it down, you then get no paint bleed along where you're painting, and that works very well for spraying. We've had feedback in the past where people have always said they've used our yellow tape and then they've put the easy cover tape over the top. So it prevents double taping. That's the idea behind it. Within the range, as I said, there's the paper product, but there's now also the Tesa Precision Easy Cover, which if you've used the Easy Cover, it's a very easy product to use, and it has a tape around the bottom, and then that then comes out to a larger foil that then drops down and pulls out. We've always had them in a couple of different sizes, and at the top it's always been the 7-day painter's tape. But within the product itself, it has a static cling, so it will cling back against things anyway. And now that it has the precision tape on it, it's actually a product that can be used. You don't have to double tape. It can go straight onto the surface, and you get all the characteristics of what the yellow Tesa precision tape gives. Easy removability, good UV stability on windows, and also it gives you that precise line, which works really well when you're spraying. So those are a couple of the products. The Easy Cover comes in. The Easy Cover Precision comes in a selection of sizes, all the way down from 550, but we also go right up to a 2.6 meter drop. So therefore, and anywhere in between, I think there's a 1.4 and a 2.1 meter drop. And on the paper, it was the existing sizes. It's a 300. It opens to 300. Let me show you that. And it gives you 300, or this one is a 180. So it gives you a nice area that it can be put onto a skirting board, and then it catches any additional overspray, as was shown by Nick in the video. The products themselves, this is a 2.6 meter drop product. And it will quite easily go into our existing dispenser, so it can be used there. And also, because of the characteristics of the Easy Cover with the static cling, where it does cling back against cling all over this, it does cling back against what you're doing. Effectively, it gives a really good cover. And it's slightly beaded, so that if paint does get onto it when you're spraying, it doesn't run all the way down. So outside of that, we've got some additional products, and you can see all the products by going onto our website, which is tesa.co.uk. And if you go onto the Craftsman section, you'll actually be able to download one of the brochures, one of our spray brochures. Within that, you'll see quite a wide range of products. We have a new outdoor, this is green in color. I think you can see that. But it's almost like an outdoor duct tape. It's a very tacky product, sticks very well to things like render and brick. It can hold things in place. And the nice thing about it is it actually will tear completely straight as well. Very easy to do, and it has a 8-week outside weatherproof capability. So if you stuck this onto a window or something where you needed to hold it, you could actually leave it outside for up to 8 weeks, and it would cleanly remove. Not something you can do with duct tape. Another product which is very new to the UK, but not to Tesa, is a double-sided product. Now, Tesa, as a global tape manufacturer, basically makes all different kinds of tape. If I've seen you at a show, or I've spoken to you maybe in a store, you'll know that Tesa is very big in the automotive industry. We're also very big in the electronics industry. If you have a mobile phone, the chances are you've got a piece of Tesa in that mobile phone, holding a component in place, maybe a microphone or a speaker. So when it comes to Craftsman products, we always mainly talk about single-sided masking products that will effectively stop overspray, or hold things in place, or hold things down on carpets, that kind of thing. But we rarely talk about double-sided. The interesting thing about this double-sided is that it's a differential, and that means that it's slightly sticky or stickier on one side than it is the other. Now, you'll say to me, why do I need a double-sided product? Because duct tape can effectively, or that kind of tape can actually hold up polythene or whatever. But, and it'd be interesting to get people's feedback. It's a hand tearable, and effectively the idea is that you would take the double-sided product and stick it up where you need it. This is an example. It's not very long, but it's just an example. You would then remove the liner, leaving the tape up on the area. Take your polythene sheet. Just seem to have one available, which is also part of the range. So you open out your polythene. So it's not too much noise, you can still hear me. You open out your polythene, and then to be able to protect an area, not necessarily where you're working, but where you're not working, people's maybe a different room if you're putting it up across a door or something. And you put it up, and then you stick it to the thing. It's on there pretty well. It's not going to come down. It's going to hold something up. You carry on. You do the job. You've protected the area, and it gets away. Effectively, you come to the end of the job, and then this particular product, let me just double check, this particular product you can actually put onto surfaces. It does carry a UV resistance. It's an acrylic adhesive, so it's very, very good on UV, and you can actually leave it up there if you need to. I'm not saying you're going to, but if you've got a long job or a project, you can actually leave it up there for up to 6 weeks. Once you come to the end of the job, effectively, because the differential adhesive is on the wall side, effectively, it is not going to pull. So therefore, when you then take it off, it then pulls everything down and you clear up accordingly. Again, all the information is in the brochure, which you can find online. We do have some, we now have some outdoor easy cover products. The difference between these and the existing easy cover that you know and you've seen in the stores is the polythene is thicker and it's stronger, and the tape itself is actually a cloth product. It's not a paper masking tape, effectively. So therefore, it sticks very well. It's very conformable around uneven surfaces. So there's a couple of those products, and then we've also got, and first time I've seen it, but it's from our consumer range. Effectively, polythene sheets. Now these come in 2 different forms. This is a lighter weight product, but again, it's ideal for draping across maybe areas again that you're not working on, but you need to protect, certainly within clients' houses. Or this is a thicker polythene product, and this particular product is perforated every 1 meter. So therefore, it does make it extremely easy that if you needed to open it out to a certain length, it allows you to use the perforations to then come along and effectively cover an area. Can be used. So it'd be very interesting to see if you've got any questions or any feedback around the double-sided product, whether that's a product that you could see yourself using going forward. If you have any other questions about other products or the spray range in total, we'd love to have them come through. I'm sure Paula will bring those up. Just wanted to raise one more point with regards to the easy cover. When you take, for example, a roll of easy cover, on the label, it has a certain amount of information. So therefore, it has things like how long it can be left outside, and how long it can be left on a surface safely, and also the length of the product. But when you buy the product, you take this outer wrapping off. And when you look at two products, exactly the same height, you don't know exactly how long you've got to open those out. So what Tesa has now started doing is inside the core, it actually says the drop length. So I don't know whether you can see that particularly well, but effectively, this one is a 300 millimeter. So this opens up to 30 centimeters effectively. So it gives you the confidence that when you put that back in your box, you can then know exactly what length product you've got in your armory, as it were. And I think that's it really from me. Do we have some questions?
Hi, Greg. Thanks for that demonstration. That's really great new range of products there. We have got a question. I'm just looking, there's a couple of people asking actually. Steve has asked to tape off skirtings once completed in order to complete walls. Is it better to use yellow or pink tape?
Right, so effectively the yellow tape is suitable for surfaces that are fully cured and have been properly adhered. The pink product is a low tack or sensitive surface product, and this can be used in situations where maybe the paint is liable to flake off. If you're going around skirting, obviously onto wood, my recommendation would be the yellow product would work best. And certainly within the spray range, the yellow product is required. The issue with the pink product, because it is a low tack, there is always the element that the force of the spray is going to lift the tape. So in normal situations, as long as you don't have a sorry, that was my son. As long as you don't have any delicate surface areas, and what I mean by that is that if the paint is liable to peel off, and the only way you can check that is by doing a surface check with masking tape.
Okay. So going back to the new range of products, where can we buy those from, Greg?
So currently, it is a very new range. It was launched quite literally on Monday, and launched all across Europe. We've got a certain number of products already listed within brewers, and we're currently in negotiation with other retailers with regards to taking certain parts of the range on. If you go on to Tesa's website, there is a store locator, and that would give you the stores that would sell the products in your area. But it's one of those things that certainly with regards to the double-sided product that I spoke about, it's about creating demand. And if we get information that people have been asking for the product, then it certainly helps to be able to draw those products through. But currently, certainly the Easy Cover Precision is in all the brewers' stores and selling very well.
So if people want a specific product and can't find it in store, keep asking for it.
Yes, that, or they can certainly come through. There's an inquiry email on again on the Tesa website, and you can always come through to us, and we might be able to point you in the right direction as well.
Perfect. If any of you listening would like to come up on screen and talk to Greg directly, we can bring you up to join in the conversation here, and you can put your question to him in person. So how different are these products from Q1 paper tape?
I can't comment on competitors' products. I can really talk about our own products. But effectively, the reason why we use washi tape is because of the thinness of the paper, and the fact that effectively you don't, when you lay the product down to then paint up against it, you don't get a ridge that you might find on other tapes. They can be used with all products, and with the coupled with the adhesive, it gives the painter confidence that they can not only mask up an area, but actually demasking is very important, because when you demask, then and it would either maybe pull the paint away, or it would leave a jagged line, or the paint has seeped through, and it doesn't look as good as it really should, you know, certainly with masking tape. Then these are the products you need to use on a daily basis. With regards to competitors, there is always competitors in the market, and there's always competitors that are likely to come in at a lower cost, or what seems like a lower cost to your product. Tesa is globally the second largest tape manufacturer, and we go into many markets, and certainly in Germany we are one of the lead brands within the tape industry, and that's certainly spreading and becoming much better within the UK, and certainly within the decorator market.
Okay, and is there a dispenser for the easy cover?
That's it's the $1 million question. I would love to say that Tesa is working on a tape dispenser. We all know there are other brands out there that have tape dispensers, and they do it in different ways. Some are very similar to ours. We have a red dispenser, and the idea is that you pull the tape out, and then you use the serrated edge, and it pulls off, and they work very well. There are other products where you take a polythene or a standard paper, and then you can attach whatever other tape, whether that be a yellow or a blue, depending on where you're working. You can actually attach that to the polythene as you work. But currently we have our red dispenser. The beauty of this particular one is it is transferable. Effectively, you literally take the core out. You can change from the foil product, and you can then place the paper product in, place that through, and it's that easy to change, and then effectively you've then got the ability to again pull out and tear off. So that's our current dispenser situation.
Okay, I've got a question from Anthony, and he's asking, will we be able to buy a red dispenser on its own?
Yes, the plan is that we are currently in the process of bringing out an empty dispenser. The situation has always been, from a health and safety point of view, as to whether we could sell them singly without the tape in the middle, and it is something we're currently looking at, and looking to bring product into the UK. and we're in negotiation with a few retailers with regards to the fact that somebody can then buy an empty dispenser, or we are hoping that we might be able to put it on some kind of promotion where, you know, if you bought 6 you'd get 1 free or something. But again, that's in negotiation with current retailers.
Okay, brilliant. Now, just going back to the double-sided tape, I just wanted to ask you, why would you use double-sided tape instead of easy cover or just normal tape to tab down the sheets?
I suppose with regards to easy cover is, it only has the tape on the leading edge. And as you saw in the video, Nick actually used precision tape to make sure that the edges didn't move. So he used precision tape down the side there to ensure that it didn't move when he was spraying. Now, there is an argument to say you could use a double-sided product down this edge here to hold it in place. But also with regards to easy cover, it's a relatively thin, flimsy, and it statically cleans. If you were looking to maybe use a more heavy duty polythene, maybe something that you had and you wanted to cover a door area, for example, then it would probably, if you had the product, it would probably be a lot easier and cheaper just to effectively use the double-sided around the door frame and then put polythene up to be able to hold it in place. It's a product that has come from the continent, and it was and certainly found that it was used quite highly in certain parts of Europe. And we've included it as part of our range because obviously we're a global company. This spray range is something that is going out across the whole of Europe. So it's one of the products that we do see that there is a market. It might be a relatively small part of the market, but that we do see that there is a potential to hold things down in place. The other thing is that this kind of thing could be used maybe it could go down onto vinyl flooring or something like that, and then you would be able to hold something down onto the floor. Again, you know, other people might use duct tape to hold it in place, but certainly if you do use standard duct tape and it's there for a long length of time, you know, if you're there on a job for 2 or 3 weeks, when you take that duct tape off, there is the possibility that it's going to leave a sticky residue because they're not UV protected, basically, duct tapes, whereas the double-sided product would be, so it would clean release.
Okay, John's just saying it would be good to create a spray room.
Well, here.
No, I think it's a suggestion for the product, I think.
Oh, I see. Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that would be a great idea. Get onto it, John.
So what's the removal time on these products?
Okay, so it varies. With the yellow tape, when we first came into the market, people always used to say, why do I need to leave masking tape on for that amount of time? I think at the time it was a 5-month product. And that's not the idea. The idea is that it gives you confidence to be able to leave it on a surface without worrying about when you demask, you're going to have a problem. All our products are labeled up to effectively be left onto a surface a certain amount of time. Our general purpose masking tape is a 3-day product. You can put that down onto a skirting board, paint away, come back, do another coat. As long as you take that tape up, within 3 days, you are not going to have a problem with it. With easy cover, I think the nature of it is that what you're doing is that you're protecting areas, maybe areas that you're not working on, but it's certainly areas that you need to protect within a client's house. So if you come in and you put up some easy cover, that might be there for, I don't know, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how long you're in the job. But it's there, and you need the confidence to be able to know that when you go back to remove that easy cover, it will cleanly release. If anything, Tesa probably over-engineers a lot of its adhesives, but we are adhesive specialists, and the easy cover standard product has a 3-month capability. So if you put that onto a surface and you left it there for 3 months, it would come up cleanly. The double-sided product is an 8-week. Same with the with the green product. The yellow product that is now on the easy cover, that is a 6-month, and you can also put that in UV light and you can leave it on for up to 2 months. So they can stay on for enormous amounts of time, which within a standard painting job, you're never really going to, exhaust that. But we have spoken to painters where they've been on projects that last 2, 3, 4 months, and they've used, for example, the blue product, and they were almost surprised that when they did come to demask, they didn't have a problem. But that's the idea behind it. So within all of the range, on the outside cover of the product, you will see that it has all the information that you need. 6 months indoors, 8 weeks or 2 months outdoors, and obviously the drop length as well. So if you need that question answered, then you can always look on the packaging.
Okay, and which product's best for outdoor brickwork?
So brickwork is a difficult one. A smooth concrete brick, then you're probably looking at the blue masking tape that would work very well. But obviously brick can be dusty, it can be uneven, and it can be a difficult surface to actually adhere to. The green product here, which is new, is very, very tacky, and ideal for sticking to outside fascias and bricks and that kind of thing. And people obviously also know our orange plastering tape. That's always a good one for sticking onto brick. You've just got to be very careful. You have to have the surface as clean and as dust-free as possible, because if you go onto a dusty surface, then all that happens is that the adhesive sticks to the dust, and then it will fall away, and people will say, well, your tape's rubbish because it just fell away. But in actual fact, what's happening is that you're sticking to dust and the dust is falling off. Okay.
And what's the difference then between the new and the older products?
Effectively, yeah, you're right. The paper product looks very, very similar. With the precision on there, obviously, when you lay it down, you will get the precise line. Just happen to have an old product here, which has just got the standard masking tape on. Now, this is what we call our 7-day or painter's tape masking, which is a very, very good product, but it doesn't guarantee any ability to stop paint bleed or paint creep. So when you put that onto a surface, there is always the possibility that paint is going to creep because it is a paper crepe tape, and the paint has a liability of going behind. They're exactly the same length. The only difference is that the new product has precision paper tape on it, and the old product has, which is still available. It has the standard crepe product. But again, you know, it depends what job you're doing. If there's not the need for a precise line, then you can get away with the existing product. But what we're finding more and more, and certainly around spraying, is that painters save their money on the amount of time they spend on the job. So therefore, they can actually spend more on the tools to be able to do that job. Things like spray units, making sure they've got the right tips, the tapes. You know, a 5 or 6 pound roll of tape is nothing when they're doing the job in nearly half the time.
Yeah, that's it. Time's money, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what sizes do the Easy Cover precision paper come in?
So the paper one itself comes in a 180 millimeter or 18 centimeter. That product will open out to 18 centimeters, or the slightly larger one, which is where this will open out to 30 centimeters or 300 millimeters. They both have the precision on there, and on the Easy Cover precision foil products, as I said before, we had a 550 or a half meter drop down, and we also had an 1800 millimeter or 1.8 meter drop down. On the new products, we go everywhere from 550 all the way up to 2.6 meter drop. So that's a ceiling to floor drop, basically. So yeah, so there's quite an expansion in the range of products you can look at.
Okay, and I guess what everybody would like to know is price points. Have you got some prices for us, Greg, on these new products?
Yes, I can give you a guide on where the products will sit from a price point of view. I mean, at the end of the day, it's down to the retailer to be able to set their prices. I mean, with regards to the Easy Cover products, depending on the size that you're looking for, our recommended retail prices range from about £6 up to about 14. On the paper products, again, depending on size and retailer, they would range somewhere between about £6 and £9 for the product. To give you an idea for the new green outdoor product, that will probably sit around sort of £9 or £10 a roll. On the length on these products, there's generally 33 meters on the roll, which is sort of a standard. The only difference is that on the 2.6 meter drop, because of the additional polythene, it's difficult. Obviously you need to fold it up more and more, so therefore this reduces to 17 meters. So as much as you might see that this product looks in actual fact cheaper than the 2.1 meter product, there is only nearly half on the roll, so that's just something you need to bear in mind. And people obviously they already know our Tesa yellow and Tesa blue products, but our general purpose products, these are extremely good products to have, certainly in your tool bag. And again, depending on what sort of size you're buying, whether it's 25 millimeter all the way up to 50 millimeter, you can be paying maybe £3 to £5 for those products. Our lower cost general purpose products, they tend to go out certainly from about £2 upwards. So we have everything to be able to fit people's budgets, but certainly when you're talking spray, the cost of additional products, that you need to be able to spray doesn't always come into it, because you're actually saving the the money on the time that you're on the job.
Okay, we've got a comment from Mark Rigby. He's saying the biggest problem before with the painter's tape was that when you sprayed, the moisture loosened the tape. So he always had to double tape. So he thinks the new ones are going to be brilliant because that's obviously going to solve that problem.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Yes, it is always a thing. I mean, what we always say about all our range of Tesa masking tapes is that they do have what we call saturated backing paper. So they've actually been saturated in water through the manufacturing process before dried, and then they've had the adhesive put onto it. But you know, certainly water-based products, they can get into and behind the tape onto the adhesive, and that can that can cause issues with regards to flaking of the tape off of a surface or whatever. But certainly the precision products, because they are washi, Japanese washi paper, which isn't actually a fibrous paper, it's more of a paper made from bark. There isn't the fibers there to allow the creep into.
Okay, and we've got a question here from Brian Dennett. Actually, there's a couple of people who'd like you to answer this. Just saying, the polythene that you used at the back that was perforated at 1 meter intervals, what size does it open up to?
Okay, now you're testing me. The pack itself is a 24 meter square pack, and this is the extra strong polythene. Effectively the size of opening doesn't actually say, which is strange. Oh, there we are. Sorry, it's 12 meters in length, and it opens out to a total size of 2 meters.
Okay, thanks for that.
If somebody comes back and asks the price, I'm going to have to text my marketing manager.
I'm just looking, that brings us to the end of our questions. Unless anybody has got anything else they'd like to ask Greg before we end the session. Greg, is there anything you'd like to say further about Tesa before we close?
No, I just wanted to add, I appreciate all the decorator support. We get a huge amount of support, and we get lots of pictures sent to us about jobs that people are doing and tagged on social media, which, you know, we're really good to. It's nice to see that our products are helping people complete jobs to a certain standard, to a very high standard, and Tesa does look to improve the quality of somebody who is doing a painting job with our products. We're not trying to get away from, you know, the art of a painter, you know, the ability for them to cut in. Certainly the easy cover products, they work very well with spraying, but they also work very well for masking areas, as I've already said, that you're not working on. If you're working in a client's house and you get paint on their furniture or their dresser or, you know, a part that you're not working on, then that is going to cost you to clean that up. And if you have protection around the area that you're working, then that's the idea of it. So it's a complete solution, effectively, that we're looking to provide, and we appreciate everyone's support and enthusiasm for our products in the market.
Well, there's some really nice comments coming in. I'll just read a few before we finish. Saxby Decorators are saying he couldn't do the job that he does without Tesa. You're so reliable. Brian Dennett says, great demo, Greg. Always great products as always. Darren, easy covers amazing for when I spray glitter onto ceilings and walls.
Glitter? Pictures of that, please.
That would be a messy job. And a lot of messages of thanks coming in from Brian Dennett, Andy, Craig Allen says, great, thanks Greg, great products. I'm looking. Darren says it makes it possible for him to collect and reuse the glitter.
See,
so there you go.
Saving you even more money.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. It's been a great session, Greg. Thank you. There's some really great information there on the new products, and I really appreciate you joining us today on the show.
Many thanks. Cheers, Paula.
Thanks, Greg. Goodbye, everyone, and see you again soon on the next session. Oh, that Tesa Sustainer, we'll do a draw and take a look on our social media. We'll be announcing the winner. Thank you.